Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited to upload this look because this is going to be my first Halloween tutorial of the year. So this is a maggot infested mermaid. I did this last year for Halloween and it was a huge success. Everyone was asking me all day how I did this look, so I knew I had to be creative for you guys. So now to start this look, I already have my brows on and I'm just gonna speed through my whole foundation and face routine because that's really not the important part. I primed with Benefit Professional and I'm just adding my foundation and concealer now. If you want to know how I do my everyday foundation routine, I just uploaded that before this, so I'll leave the link to that below. I'm also priming my eyes with the concealer to help the shadow stay on longer. I'm setting my whole face with my RCMA No Color Powder. I bake under my eyes and then use the rest to set my face. I use this instead of my air spun just because this is more of a white powder and I really want to look more pale. Now I'm going to start with the eyes. Starting off with the e.l.f. blush palette, I'm going to use just pink color just because I didn't really have a pink transition color. So I'm just going to put that on as my first shade. Next I'm taking the Monarch Renaissance palette. I'm just using Love Letter to define that more, make it more pink because the palette wasn't that pigmented. You can build that up as much as you want. Next I'm going to take this ColourPop shadow in the color Bay. And I just use this to deepen up the crease even more. And now I'm going to use this purple in my Morphe Jack & Hill palette called Royalty. And I'm going to use this to start my halo eye. Basically, you just want to pack on the shadow in the inner corner and outer corner of your eye and then connect them. Once I connect them together, I'm going to take the previous brush I used with the pink shadow to blend everything together so it's more seamless and neat and not so messy. Next, I'm going to take this beautiful teal color called Pool Party. I'm going to pack that right in the middle where we left it empty. And now you just want to dust off all the powder. I had left some powder just for all the fallout from the shadow. And now I'm going to apply all those shadows under my lash line. Next I'm taking this NYX Pearl Pigment. I don't know if they still make these. I'm just applying it with some glitter glue, also from NYX. And I applied that right on top to make the teal color more ripe. I did eyeliner and lashes off camera just because it takes me forever. Next I'm adding the same NYX pigment all under my lash line. Like I'm packing this on as a very intense highlight. It looks kind of crazy at first, but once we do like the scales and the rest of like the mermaid stuff, it blends in perfectly. And when you're outside, when the sun hits this, it looks so pretty. I'm also adding that all over my chest. By the way, I was wearing a bandeau. I'm not naked filming this, just putting that out there. Anyway, so I add this all over, and now time to do the scales. You could use the fishnet stockings like everyone else does, but I did not have those, so I use this sponge. And as you can see, I'm just using the three colors from the Morphe palette, the blue, the purple, and the teal. I'm putting that right where I would contour and taking a big contour brush. This is really hard to do on your own, by the way. And I'm just stamping that on. You don't want to rub, you want to like really stamp it on to make sure like it gets like the outline of the scales. Definitely would recommend doing this with the fishnets instead. It's a lot easier. Both last year and this year, I did not have fishnets available, so I had to use the sponge, and it makes it kind of more difficult. I'm doing this on my chin, my jawline, my forehead, anywhere where you would contour. Basically, you can add the scales. And the more closer to my face I am, like the middle of my cheeks, the lighter I go. So I'm doing like the purple more by my hairline, and adding the blue and the teal more by my mouth. And on my forehead, I did mostly just the blue and teal mixed together, and a little bit of purple. Now when you do your forehead, you don't have to do the whole forehead, just one side. That's why I'm leaving that spot on the corner of my forehead empty, because that is where we're going to be adding the maggots. Now I'm just using the purple and blue to contour out my collarbones, make them pop more. And also just adding a lot of shadow to the look, so I'm doing it down my neck, adding some more scales down my neck. I think this definitely adds to the look. And now I'm contouring my nose. Okay, now this is the fun part. I'm going to use this modeling wax, which you need Vaseline for, to do kind of like the maggot holes on my forehead. Now, you need spirit gum to get the wax to stick on. So I'm adding that all over my forehead. Spirit gum is really good for honestly anything. Next, I'm dumping both my fingers into Vaseline because that helps smooth out the wax so you could get an easier hold of it because the wax is very sticky. And now I'm just packing this on my head, as thick, as sloppy as you want it. Honestly, there's no really technique to this. You literally just take it out and like form it on your face. The Vaseline just makes it really slippery and easier to place it because this wax can be kind of very stubborn to work with. Now I'm taking up the back of a brush and I'm going to be doing the holes. I got this technique from Jordan Han, so shout out to her. She's my favorite special effects makeup artist. I love her. Halloween is my favorite time of the year, always. So now I'm just using this to add holes. And I think honestly the thicker you make this, the more the holes will stand out, so I definitely recommend making this thick. And now with an eyebrow pencil, I'm just drawing out some shadow around the wax so it kind of looks like the skin's lifting up. And then taking some eyeshadow to deepen it out more, blend it. This does get kind of messy, but that's why we're going to take, right after this, we're going to take a white shadow like I'm doing right now and go in between to make it stand out more. And it really gives that skin the lifting up effect that I was going for. Now I'm going to take one of these sponges and I'm just dunking into some brown shadow from the Jaclyn Hill palette and I'm stubbing it all over the holes, make them look really dirty, blend in more. Okay, now I'm taking latex. And this is where things get tricky. My latex was bad and I had no idea. So it was very hard to work with. I guess it expired. It just lost all its stickiness. It was, as you can see, I'm struggling. I cannot get it out. It was a big mess. So I this is where the tutorial gets really messy. I had to use a different technique to do some scars and some, bloods and wounds. As you can see, my latex was like literally like Play-Doh. So basically, I could see, I was playing around with it in my chest to see what I could do. So I just took some spirit gum and I basically just took the Play-Doh latex and stuck it on my face with the spirit gum. And I used the spirit gum again to stick on some paper towel. So basically the same thing you would do with latex, except between each layer I had to use spirit gum because the latex was not sticky at all. I was really upset about it, but I just got some good latex today, so I'm so excited. The rest of my tutorials will not be this bad. Also, the camera got really out of focus here. I'm really sorry. This was when I was getting really frustrated. I really wasn't paying attention to the camera at all. So that's my bad. That's the brown shade I've been using for all these shadows. It's called Soda Pop. And it's just really good to give that like natural dirty look. I did that to all the cuts to make them look less, fake. I also off camera added these two liquid lipsticks by ColourPop in Mr. Blonde and Dr. M. And now I'm just adding the fake blood to all the wounds on my face. When you're adding it to the forehead, make sure you really like put the blood in the hole so the chunks of blood don't cover up the holes. Next, my favorite part, this is rice. I'm gonna put these little rice pebbles in each maggot. This is what really gets, did I say maggot? I meant hole, sorry. This is what really gives the look, like that effect. Like I remember last year, everyone was so freaked out. They're like, what the hell is on your face? And it's just so funny when you're like, oh, it's rice. So yeah, I add that all over. Even to the wounds I put a little bit. Now, this is gonna end I think because the camera stopped recording. But I just used lash glue to add all these shells all over my body. And again, I'm using the brown shadow and a little bit of red shadow too from the palette just to scatter around the shells, make it look more dirty. And also I used a roller shimmer from NYX to my brows to get in a little shiny look. And that is the completed look. I really hope you guys like this video. There's gonna be definitely a lot more Halloween tutorials this week. So thank you so much for watching and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye!